It's okay.
All right, so let me just go ahead and introduce. All right, what we have here is our presenter for today. This is Feres. Feres is our presenter that who's coming to us as a pharmacist. This is a pharmacist, and he'll tell you a little bit more about his journey. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a jump start to his journey. Ferris is that guy on the wall over there that says class of 2018. He is the student that I have been talking about so religiously in regards to sitting right here in these very seats that you're sitting in right now. Probably not the same seats because we don't change since then. All right, but he was a student and he put into his heart where he wanted to go at in life. And while as a student as a pharmacy technician, he decided that he wanted to go to pharmacy school. The same time that this here whole incident, his whole journey as a student was going on, he had a little bit of catastrophe that took place with him at home, which is Haiti. They had a major earthquake, and he was right here when it happened. And it didn't stop him. So Ferris is the one I mentioned to you. I went to his graduation ceremony. He is a pharmacist right now. So I don't need to tell you much more. I'm gonna let him do his shine of his story, so you could be able to hear his journey as well. So welcome, Ferris.
Thank you. Good morning. Like Ms. Griffith says, I mean, she already did the introduction. This is Feres. I think I took her course. You said 20 back in what 2010, 2008, going to 2010, and as I was going through a class, she encouraged me to go to pharmacy school. And I was like looking at the courses. I'm like, man, too many science classes, can't do it. But yeah, I listened to her advice right after graduation. Went to mine and did college and do the courses there. I was not lying. There's a lot of classes you got to go through, but when you dedicated and motivated, you can do anything you want. Then let the science classes take it over. I went on and took those classes, applied for pharmacy school. I applied to three school, which was Nova, Lecom in Bradenton, and then Mercer University in Georgia. So I got accepted in Nova and Lecom in Mercer. So I had a tough choice to make between three schools. I went for the one out of state because I wanted to be a little more independent because I've been living with my parent ever since I was born. I wanted to kind of take life a little different. And I went there. And then they also had a dual program, which was a PhD program, which I was interested as well. And then I picked Mercer from there. The reason I didn't go for Nova also was too expensive. Me paying like almost $48,000 a semester was kind of ridiculous. And I went for Nova, and then here I am, being graduated 2018, been working since then. And then after graduation, I went for the Indian Health Services. I don't know if you guys heard of that before. It's like the American Natives, where you work at a reservation and then at a hospital, and I worked there for about a year. And I applied for the military, and then until then, so I joined the military since 2019 until now. I'm still in the military, and I recently went through a move. Um, Actually got here in New Mexico, um, 3 July. So now I'm going back to work on Monday to give me a couple of days to get my house together. So with that said, I'm not going to be doing all the talking. So I'm going to leave room for you guys to ask all the questions y'all want to ask, whether military, the career path in the pharmacy, or whichever pharmacy, residency, you name it. I can answer any question that you have. Who's going to break the ice? Anybody?
He's gonna break the ice. Okay, he once was a
No
student.
one. I'm gonna pick on someone, Miss Griffiths. If they don't ask, I'm gonna pick on someone.
Are
What
you
about?
a
Can you zoom out the camera a little bit some more?
I
I will
really
pick. Don't worry.
Oh,
Don't
there you
don't tell
go.
them. Don't worry.
You got a
Every
question over here. You have one.
okay,
Let me
okay.
move over there. You
All
have a
right.
question.
All right, what's your question? Go ahead. It's kind of hard to hear.
What does she says, what does a typical day look like for you as a pharmacist?
Oh, okay. Um, I mean, I don't have much retail experience as far like the Walgreens and the CVS's, but from my experience in a hospital, uh, it's pretty hospital standpoint, it's pretty chill for the most part. At the hospital, you don't know what to expect. You kind of go to work. Sometimes you're not busy, and all of a sudden you have a flood of patient coming into the ER, and then they get admitted. And the different aspect is like you answer the codes. You have to be more clinically savvy, as in you have to have more clinical knowledge as far as the disease states, the hypertension, the strokes, the what you name it, whatever disease state that the patient come through. Because as you know, with pharmacists, we literally deal with all the medications, whether it's inpatient, outpatient, um, ICU, labor and delivery, you name it. In a hospital standpoint, your day to day depends on the volume of patient or the flux of patient that comes in. For retail, at a clinic, what I do in the military now, for my new assignment, it's gonna be more like a setup like a Walgreens, but less busy. Where your patient comes in, you know what your day gonna look like. You know what's the amount of prescription you probably gonna fill per day. For me right now, it's not too busy. We fill about 500 a day for 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 uh, for for the two between two pharmacies. Um, my role is not like a pharmacist going in. I have more like a manager role. I have 17 staff under me, plus my other bosses I have to answer to. Make it a little more stressful, but in the pharmacist standpoint, um, if you don't go the retail route, um, you should be better. I have a little of how many pharmacies I have under me now. I have three, including myself, make it four. So for 600 prescription, I'm filling a day about 5 to 600. I have four pharmacists that can tackle that. You see, the day goes quick, easy. But on the retail standpoint, I used to work for Kroger. I don't know if you know that store. I don't think they have it in South Florida. Kroger's. I met when I was in Georgia. I used to work for them as a pharmacist intern. Um, they're busy. Sometimes they're filling 500 700 prescription per day with just one pharmacist and a pharmacist intern, and then they got to do vaccine on top of that. They have to do all other metrics. The good thing with the military now is like the vaccination standpoint, you don't deal with it. It just goes straight to a vaccination clinic, and then you take care of your vaccines. I don't know if that answered your question, sort of.
Okay. All right, next question. All right, next question. How was the class preparing you for your pharmacist career?
Um, well, it prepares for the pharmacist career because you have an idea what you, especially medications, right? You know what the medications are, you know some names. You have a general understanding of pharmacy. Will it prepare you 100% for pharmacy school? I would say no, because pharmacy school is a much broader um, overview of pharmacy. But this class definitely help, especially if you're working in pharmacy right now. After this class, what I would encourage is um, study, take the board exam. You still have to be certified down in Florida. Yeah, yeah, Miss Griffiths.
Well, it's on a scale now. It's on a scale that they
Okay,
have now. And the
okay.
scale, the highest score is 1400.
Oh, okay.
The minimum
So,
is 1400, 14 to 1600. It's a scale.
okay. So once you do a class, if you can find somewhere to work, and remember your brain works by repetition. The more you see it, the more you remember it. And then when you go to pharmacy school, especially when you're doing pharmacology, which is one of the classes you're going to be taking in pharmacy school, and then this is where you're going to be. Oh. Now I remember seeing this drug. I remember seeing this drug. I know what it's used for. Now when they go over the mechanism of actions, the name or the medication used for dosage, then that's when you're like, oh, I remember Miss Griffiths talked about this. So the information you're doing now, take it to heart, especially if you're interested in pharmacy school.
All right, next question. All right, next question. Did you have any scholarships to help you with funding for college?
Yes. When I went to Mercer University, don't get me wrong, I'm not that smart. I had to study my butt off. They give me $3,500 per semester. And then that's only if you had like a 3.0 for a 3.5 GPA or higher. So I had to study my butt off to maintain at least a 3.5 GPA because they give you from there they give you $3,500 off, $3,500 per semester. I know that's not sound a lot when you I was paying 16,000 per semester because it's still like a private school. But if you taking out 3,500 off of that and kind of help you out with groceries, car payment, gas, or you name it, and everything else you got to do. But even on top of that, I still work out usually toward tuition. For Miami-Dade, prior to pharmacy school, I also had some scholarship because you have to maintain a certain GPA in order to get them. There's a lot of resources that are available out there, like some scholarship, single mom, minority, you name it. There's a lot of things that are available. You just had when you go to school, talk to your advisors to see what resources are available to you. Some of those I didn't know until the second year
All right, good job. All right, to add to the college, did you live on campus or off?
on campus. So on campus, always the way to go. Although sometimes it may be a little more expensive, especially if you're going out of state, just like I did, right? You go into a new state. Initially, I didn't have a car. I left my car back in Florida. Somebody was supposed to ship it for me. Living on campus was the great idea because it take me 5 minute walking to class versus if you live off campus, you would have to find a way of transportation. If everything is settled for you, have a car, and off campus is probably cheaper. But remember, utility is not part of it. Off campus is not part of utility, not included. Internet and everything else on campus, everything included is part of the tuition already. Versus off campus, you have to pay something separate.
Okay. Next question. All right, next question. Do you recommend private or public colleges?
Ooh, um, I went to public college for undergrad and private for grad school. I have to say it's different. Uh, Private, they're more serious. They take it serious because they care about their school reputation. Because they don't make money if their school is like, hey, they said this school, they have a 2 point star rating. I mean, for public school, it's funded by somebody. They don't care. Um, Personally, I would say it depends. It's depend on you what you go for. If you say, hey, you have a dream, you have a goal, you maintain that goal. Um, uh, you can do both, but I have to say, in the public, you have more distractions versus private. Because the private, they're gonna get on your tail. Public school, they don't care.
Ooh, that's interesting. All right, next question. All right, another question. How long did it take you to complete your journey to be a pharmacist?
Sadly, I have to say 8 years. Because if you want to go for a bachelor, it can take you 8. If you don't want to go for the bachelor route, it take you 6 because you got to do 2 years undergrad, complete all the requirements, um, and then from there, once now I don't think the PCAT is a requirement anymore. Don't quote me on this, but when I was going there, to pharmacy school in 2014, the PCAT was actually a requirement. You had to have a good PCAT score in order to get a good school. I think most of the school taking it away now, um, but it could take you either 6 or 8 years.
All righty. All right, and next question. All right, go ahead. What was the first part of your journey as a pharmacist? what was your hardest part in your journey as a pharmacist?
Oh man. Um, I have to say leading. The hardest part so far is leading people. I like being a pharmacist, especially the clinical aspect of it. I enjoy working at a hospital because you don't know how your day gonna go. It keep you sharper as far as knowledge goes because you gotta know the disease state when you're acting around with these doctors to talk about your patients. The leading portion of it, the thing with the military, as I mentioned, I'm still in military, is they don't want pharmacists, they want leaders. The pharmacist's job for them becomes secondary because they want you to lead. Um, the hardest part so far is leading people. As you know, when you trying to manage different sort of attitude, trying to keep them happy, it's like you're responsible for somebody's job. And for me, it's just when I have to make a hard decision to fire someone, and it happened before, where people don't want to do what they're supposed to do, but they still want a paycheck. That's the hardest part for me.
Ooh, that's a good one. Next question. You- Tequila? What is the most rewarding aspects of your job?
Oh. Um, I would say that for me, it's my patience. I will keep on talking about inpatient, especially inpatients. On the retail aspect, I say the patient don't care; they want to fight you. But and then the patient aspect is, hey, these patient want to get out of the hospital. They will do whatever it takes for them for you to make them well. Give them their drugs, whatever it takes for them to feel well to get out. On the retail aspect, I still think it's rewarding because at the end of the day, right, you healthcare providers. To me, I take it more like I could be on their shoe where someone would have to care for me. Luckily, I don't take any meds so far. Especially if you see those diabetic patient, hypertension patient, stroke patient coming in. Sometimes they handicap because of the stroke they have, and that kind of touched my heart a little bit because they need somebody to care for them. Um, it some of my staff sometimes take it personal when the patient get upset. Me, I take it a different way. Maybe they having some issues going on. You don't know what's going on at home. They having a condition they got to deal with. For me, I take every single patient to heart. Don't get me wrong. When I have a terrible patient, I still kind of in the military they give you the way to actually kick a patient out if they're being rude every single time they show up to the pharmacy. But there's a process for that. But for me, the most rewarding is serving people.
All right, next question. All right. I have another one. What degrees do you have?
I have the PharmD, and undergrad, I have the bachelor's in art. No, not bachelor's, associate in art, and I did a bachelor's in chemistry,
All right. Any other
and
questions?
then the PharmD.
And the Farm B.
Did
Um,
everybody ask a question? I want a question from every single one of them.
well, I think I'm thinking for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me pick on some of them. What about the back of the class, the four together, the one with the white shirt? He's super
White shirt.
quiet.
That's Kenneth. Okay, Kenneth. What was your reason for joining the military?
Ooh, I'm gonna be honest here, right? Initially, when I graduated from pharmacy school, wanted to do residency, but I only wanted the VA. And I had three interviews with the VA. I didn't match with any of them. And I was like, since I didn't match with the VA, I still want my name to be in the VA system. To me, I feel like this is where the money and the benefits at. And then that's why I ended up apply for the military and I found an IHS job. I said, oh, I don't want the military anymore because the IHS job was very good. Is still government, IHS, which stands for Indian Health Services. Um, a year later on that job, I received a call from my recruiter. Hey, Feres, you've been accepted into the military. I was like, oh my God. I don't know. I really, it was a tough choice to make. The money is good with the IHS, but the military is a one time thing. If you tell them no, you can never do it again. So I went with the military, but I have to say, so far, it was the best decision I've ever made. Right now, I just moved. They give me 10 days um, to get my house together. They don't charge me any leave. My paychecks still come the same. The thing with the military as well, I mean, I know none of you probably not interested because I see no military questions so far except this one. It's just a different life because as I mentioned before, they don't want pharmacists. They want leaders. They want you to lead. It kind of step help me to step outside my comfort to be a leader a little more. And yeah,
Okay,
more
that was
military question. Come on, more military
military
question.
question. We actually have a
What
student.
about?
Yeah, I do have one student in the classroom who husband is a militarian. So
Okay,
surprising that she's not asking any questions towards that journey. Okay.
okay,
Say it again.
okay. What about?
Yeah, she doesn't have any. Is anyone in here interested in going into the military? Ever thought about going to the military? John? Okay, John. So you should have questions. You don't have any questions? Have you already talked to a recruiter? You have, and you already took the ASVAB test as well too. You 2 years ago. Well, you need to take a new one. Oh, you. What? So you're not interested in military? Oh, he's interested, but
Let me
not
ask him. Let me ask him that. What's holding? What's the hold back for? What's holding you right now?
probably because of the leadership right now. Who's in charge? Right? I'm just joking.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, it's a tricky trivial right now. I don't know exactly. I know in my family that's the biggest problem right now with a lot of them right now because I did have one that who really wanted to go to the military, but then the leadership kind of like took a little curveball for them.
okay. I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a recruiter. I'm not trying to convince anybody here to join the military. I mean, I said since I'm in, if you have any question related to it, I can answer it. What about what's her name? To your on next row over.
Roll
She's looking
over
straight at the camera. No,
right
this one
here.
right there.
Oh,
Yeah. She
Susanna.
just touched her nose right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Susanna, question. How? How important is teamwork in the pharmacy?
Okay. Let me answer it like this. Do you play music?
Do you play music?
No?
No.
Okay. Okay. I will say it like that. Imagine the guitar, right? You have six strings in there. Um, when you play, if one of the string out of tune, the music don't sound the same, correct? Yeah,
Right. Yes.
maybe. Okay. Um, but in order to play that harmonized music that you've been listening to, you have to tune it back in order for that string to work properly. I would think the same way as pharmacy. Um, although I have 17 staff, everybody has a function. The challenge is to find the strength of your team, and then kind of as the day goes, and then kind of disperse them throughout different area of the pharmacy, so you don't struggle. Um, Teamwork is very important because the moment someone not doing what they're supposed to do, just like the music I said, and then the outcome can be different. Think about you putting pills in a bottle to give to patient. Let's say instead of put lisinopril in that bottle, again it goes back to the pharmacy, but it shows you the importance, right, of teamwork. Let's say the technician put the wrong thing in the bottle, give it to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist overlooked it and then reached the patient. Now you have a mishap event, and the patient takes it. Maybe the patient allergic to it. All of a sudden something happens. You have to be well coordinated, and you're dealing with a narcotic as well. If you don't know, the DEA take that very seriously. Let's say somebody overlooking, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Instead of tossing the empty container of the narcs, they toss the full bottle in the trash, and then now you're looking for it. You short like a decent amount. So it's very important that everybody play their role in order for your life to go easy. If everybody not playing their role, and then your life can go much harder. And that's where you come in as a leader. Your job as a leader I mean, I trust that my staff can do the work as they have the degree. I'm not teaching them how to be a pharmacist, but my job is to bring them together when I see they departing away from that team mindset to bring it back. Very, very important. That was a very good question.
Good question. All right, any other question?
What about her right there? She
Which
wearing the
one?
back.
Which
She
one?
has the computer in front of her right there. Yeah, there she is. She wearing
Oh,
glasses.
all right, Denise.
Yeah.
Para advantage in hospital duty versus weekend duty. Say it again?
What was it?
Advantage and their hospital duty versus their weekend duty. Okay, question on the floor. I know you mentioned something earlier in regards to it. So you could probably clear. She want to know what is the advantage of working in a hospital versus retail.
Oh, the hospital is my dream. Is the way to go if you can ever get there. The advantage is it. You don't know how your day gonna go. You're more relaxed. Um, versus retail, when you go every single day, you know you gotta fill it that 1,500 prescription, and you fighting for your life the moment you get there until the end. Hospital, there are some peak time and then some downtime, and then a lot of downtime, a lot of downtime, a lot of downtime, and it depends on the influx of patient that's coming into the hospital. Um, and then other advantages is that you stay clinically strong. What I mean by that is you have to know the disease states in order to go to rounds, to ICU rounds, to med surge, labor and delivery. You serve a much variety of patient. And I know retail, you still feel medication for a variety of patients, but in the hospital it's different because you're directly involved in their care. Versus over at retail, you just receive the prescription. You may not even know what that patient was seen for. If you see a lisinopril, for example, you may be like, "Well, this patient has high blood pressure." No, the patient may not even have high blood pressure. They may have kidney injuries. Um, in the hospital, your day you don't know what your day gonna look like, and then sometimes you gotta respond to code. Um, do you guys know how to do CPR?
Well, they haven't. This crew here haven't done CP. Well, some of them have. Yeah, so I have
Okay.
only two right now that has CPR credentials. So it's in the
Where are
process.
the two? Show me the two of them.
The
Which are the
two,
two?
the two. Oh, hold on.
I got a
Two,
question for them too.
the two right
Have you guys performed real CPR on a patient?
there.
No. Okay. I have to say that skills come very handy, especially at the hospital. If you're working at ICU, sometimes as a pharmacist, you will be doing some compressions. And then when patient crashing out, you're doing compression. Sometimes you stop. You have to give epinephrine. What y'all know? Y'all talk about epinephrine or norepinephrine. Y'all talk about norepinephrine already?
Well, we talked about it to a certain extent, dealing with the methamphetamine.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So some of these you will be as a pharmacist during a code in a hospital, which most likely you will see in a hospital. Um, you can do compressions. You can be the lead. You can actually you will definitely get the norepi ready, especially if patient crashing, the blood pressure not staying up, and that's why I love the hospital. You don't know what to expect in a day, and then it keeps you sharper as a pharmacist versus retail instead of just feeling every single day to meet metrics.
All right, great job. All right,
What
question.
else? The CPR person. What question do you have? Pharmacy related. The two
Yeah,
that has CPR that's CPR certified.
the
Two.
two.
I'm picking on both of them.
Yeah. Mariana,
No questions.
Arista, no
Come
question
on.
related to CPR. No.
Or
You
pharmacy related, military, anything? No.
yeah, no, none at all. So,
Uh,
yeah, none at all. Another question could be as well too, knowing that they're students as well too, just kind of like to look, what encouraging words can you give them as students as they look forward to pursuing their journey?
I'll say stay focused. Um, stay focused. You can do anything, even though it's hard. And I have to tell you, when I was in undergrad, uh, I took one extra no 6 months extra because the year I was supposed to finish. I was supposed to graduate it like in 2013. I took an extra year because from the beginning, my advisor had me take all my easy classes toward the beginning, and I was like, oh, this is easy. This is easier than high school. No, I lied. It's because the heavy load of classes, like the chemistries, the biochem, stayed toward the end. And I had a lot of classes toward the end, like heavy. And as a result, I was like, man, I can't do this. Trust me, you will find so many reasons why you say you can't do it. But trust me, you can. It's rewarding. I tell people, save time now to save time in no, waste time. Let me get my thought together again. Spend time now so you can have more time in the future. If you understand what I mean. Spend more time now to have more time in the future. The reason I say this is because think about it, right? You go to pharmacy school, or become a doctor, whatever else you want to become. It doesn't have to be pharmacy. The schooling gonna be brutal. The schooling will definitely 100% be brutal. But is it doable? 1000%. The thing is, you got to stay focused and then know what you're going for. There'll be too many distractions out there. Whatever it could be, I don't want to name them. Whatever that distraction could be, take it, set it aside, know what you're there for, and then stay on track. Keep your goal, and then from there, once you keep maintaining your goals, and then before you know it, you're gonna graduate. I can't believe I've been out of this pharmacy school for almost 8 years now. And I feel like I just remember sitting in this class just where you're at.
Good
Stay
job.
focused.
Thank you. All right. I did mention also knowing that you're from Haiti as well too, knowing that there's many distractions that come upon us as well too. So I
Hmm.
know that you were in the class the same time that the tornado, well, the earthquake catastrophe that took.
I think I graduated before that. I think I was at Miami-Dade at that time, but we're still keeping in touch because I used to come over there to actually talk to the student live.
So where I'm going at with that question, knowing that that's a major catastrophe area there, how did that play an impact on you continuing staying focused, knowing that you have family back home and here you in a whole different country?
I mean, it was a challenge, especially during that earthquake. I lost my cousin. My cousin. We used to live together. Um, it. I have to say, if you never, I don't know if you ever lost someone close to you. Uh, to me and my cousin was like two brothers or two brothers. I lost him during that earthquake because he went to school. The school collapsed, and then we never found him ever. So knowing that, I was going through that, and then sometimes I have to say, when those come, it's okay to take a break, to take a breather, and then reach out to someone. Check on your mental health. Um, the thing is, sometimes people think, hey, I can't feel down. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel down. But when you feel down, what do you do about it? What matters, right? Um, at that time, I had a lot of people. I don't know. I go to church. That kind of helped me a lot when I'm going through stuff. Talk to my pastor. Be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. Prayer, I believe in that a lot. And I also play music. When you're going down, it's okay to take a break and then do something you like, and then after that, the event happens. It already happens. You just have to accept it. And then there's nothing you can do about it. You can feel sad, you can feel upset about it, but I mean, it's already happened. There's nothing you can do. With my pastor, my prayer help, my family, it kind of helped me out a little bit more. Because you have to have a support system. If you don't have a support system when you're going through something, you will struggle even more because you're by yourself. Find that support system, either a friend, a family, Miss Griffiths, um, your dad, your girlfriend, your wife, whoever it may be. Find that support system that could help you go through whatever you're going through, and that way you can, once you go through that trial, you can refocus yourself to what you're doing. When I lost my cousin, I didn't take any break from school per se, but it was the most challenging moment for me because I could see the difference in my grades because my grades started to go down a little bit, and I was like, oh, something not right here. that's when I go ask for help. No one to ask for help.
Great job. All right, we want to thank you for this presentation. You guys, come on. We're going to take a picture with you right fast. Come on, you guys.
Uh,
Come on, come on. All right, and so we thank you for presenting. Excellent. We have about 1 minute before it shuts off. Okay, y'all, come on, get in. Let's get in. We're gonna take a picture with you. Okay, Denise, you're good. You gotta get in right there. Tequila, you're not in. Come on, y'all gotta, Clarissa, oh, Kenneth, turn to the side, right? Yeah, just like that. Clarissa, come in. Mariana, come in. Tequila, come in. John, come in. And I guess I could come over here where you're at. Jocelyn, you can go a little bit by Susanna. And I can come right over here. Okay, come in a little bit more, Tequila. The arm is cut off. I don't want them to think that you don't have one. Okay, so right there. All right, so well, John, you gotta get in the groove. You gotta move her over. Right there, John. Right there. Okay, hold on. So this cut off. Okay. All right. Look like that go over here. I can do Tequila now. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, you gotta tilt to the side, Ken, and you block my space. All righty. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. I think this should be cool. Okay. All right, we are good. All right,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Feres.
All
And
right.
we'll
Good luck,
be
guys.
in touch. We'll be in touch. Oh, I know it's gonna cut off. I was sharing to them how oh my goodness, what is her name in Orlando? In Orlando.
Uh,
Oh my
in,
goodness.
or- in Orlando?
Yeah, in Orlando. She's in Orlando. She was a student that I met at your graduation. I hadn't seen her in a
Uh,
minute. Oh, I forgot her name. Oh,
uh, is it Irene?
no, it wasn't Irene. No, I forgot what her name is. I was sharing it in the story how we bumped up into each other at your graduation. I hadn't
Or
seen
that
her in
is
a
it
long time.
Clifford?
Who?
Clifford? No, that's it. Is it
No.
her?
Yeah, it's a her. I'll think about it, but it's gonna hang up on you. But I'll think about her name.
Okay.
I have it saved in my phone, but I totally
Okay.
about forgot her name at first. Okay. But thank you, Ferris. I appreciate
No.
it. And it has been a
Any
pleasure as always. So thank
anytime. I wish I could do this in person, actually, as usual. But
I know you will. So whenever you come to Miami, just let me know. The doors are open all the time, okay?
got it. Definitely.
All right, take care and tell wife
Thank
and
you.
family, give wife and family my love as well. All
Got
righty?
it. Thank you.
Take care. Oh,
Thank
you
you.
forgot to mention that part that you was married and you had a child.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna hang up as well too. Okay.